to the first annual Alejani Awards. Now, I would apologize for these not coming out in the year of 2024, which that's the year we're going to be going over tonight. Oh my god, who would have guessed? But I apologize for that, but then I remembered, all the best award shows come out the year after the stuff that they're actually covering. And so I figured, you know what? Let's keep it traditional this year. Let's keep it traditional this year. Now, before we get started, you guys may see I'm wearing like some silly stuff. Like I'm wearing a ring, which is crazy. I never wear rings, but I was looking for stuff to put on my hands while I was getting ready for this, and I was like, okay, well, the children, they need something interesting to look at, and me listening isn't exactly the most attention grabbing thing, and so I'm wearing a little, like 2 extra bracelets than usual, and yeah, one of my old ass rings. It's like a dark blue ring and my last name's on there, so I was like, well, it's something to look at, I suppose. Got your attention back? Glad to see you back. But anywho, tonight is a special night because we will be going over as I mentioned earlier, the first annual Alejani Awards, which before I continue yapping on my little tangents, which, come on, stay with me here. Before I continue yapping on my little tangents here, the categories that we will be having for tonight were, let me pull out my, let's see, we have, this is the wrong page. Here we are. We have favorite album of 2024, which I should mention, this is not a best of, because I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, this is the best thing that happened this year, because I'm not qualified. But these are just like my favorite things that, oh my goodness, excuse me. But these are just like my favorite things that came out or maybe happened last year. So this is not a best of, this is just, I really like these things. But anyways, the categories are my favorite album, my favorite independent release, which, I'm using singles for that one. I will further explain when we get to it. My favorite game, my favorite movie, my favorite action figure, the funniest Fat Bear post, the best HEB hangout, and last but absolutely not least, the best Gunner bait moment of 2024. So join me on this adventure that we have here tonight. I just realized my tie was crooked for most of that. Join me here on this adventure tonight as we move on into the first category, because if I keep talking, I will go on another tangent like I am right now. So without further ado, let's get on to the first category, which is my favorite album of 2024. Now, newsflash, I love music. Shocker. So naturally, I needed to include some kind of music in this. And how better to include it than to talk about my favorite album that came out last year. Now I gotta say, it was a pretty good year for music. I think a lot of really good stuff came out. Just a lot of stuff that I really enjoyed came out. So basically, great year for annoying people. So before I continue annoying the hell out of you guys, let me get on with the nominees of this category. We have Cartoon Darkness by Amyl and the Sniffers, which, great album. Amy Taylor's lyrics are just as dirty as ever. We have Clock Tower by Turkey, which was, I would say, well worth the wait, but I don't think the last Turkey album came out like too long ago. I might be completely wrong on that. We have Cold Visions by Bladey, or Blade, depending on if you're fun or not. We have Death of a Rabbit by Your Arms Are My Cocoon, which is kind of like the surprise pick of this list, but trust me guys, it's really good. Source me. We have You Won't Go Before You're Supposed To by Knocked Loose, because, It's knocked loose. Like, why wouldn't it be here? We have MG Ultra by Machine Girl, because once again, you know, this is my list. Why wouldn't it be here? And we have Negative Spaces by Poppy, which that was the album that I definitely was like, you know, I listened to it and I was like, I like this a lot more than I thought I was. Before I move on, I should probably also mention that instead, you know, because this is my show, I can do whatever the hell I want with this. There's no set number of like what's in what category for nominees and stuff like that. So I just kind of do what I want. I could put all of these in my album of the year, but I decided not to. And so here are the honorable mentions. We have Brat by Charlie XCX, and we have Keep Me Fed by The Warning, which that album took almost the entire year to grow on me, but it eventually did. I am just now realizing I did not pop my collar down for the tie. Awkward. Now, the winner of Amoir's favorite album of the year is MG Ultra. And I'm not gonna lie, this one was like a no-brainer, but it was also a like, damn, I really like these other albums. I think the closest runner-up on here was honestly Negative Spaces by Poppy. I'm a huge sucker for multi-genre kind of stuff, and Poppy's mostly known for her metalcore, but I found this album to be just different. You know, it's not what I was expecting. Like I said, I listened to the singles that she dropped before it, and I was expecting a metalcore album, and so when I listened to it and there was a lot more than just metalcore, I was like, oh, nice. But it's a really good album. I'm really excited to see Poppy this year. Machine Girl, I saw them on tour last year when they were touring for MG Ultra, and it was incredible. Holy shit, hearing those songs live was amazing. It helps that I'm also just a huge sucker for their show. Machine Girl is my favorite artist to see live ever. I wish I saw them more. I saw The Garden 3 times this year. I mean, I love The Garden, but Machine Girl 3 times this year would have been really cool too. Anyways, let's move on to the next category, because I'm actually really excited for this next category. It's one that I'm really looking forward to. Now this next category is, I have it called Favorite Independent Release, but in reality it's just like my favorite independent single of the year. And what I mean by that is just like, you know, we all start somewhere, and these artists, you know, they're making their music, they're putting it out themselves, and just because it's never been easier than today to just, you know, make something and put it out. Obviously it helps to have backing by like a label and actually like big marketing people, but you know, you can still do anything yourself, music wise at least, you know. And so I wanted to make this category to celebrate these artists for their hard work and their dedication to their craft. I also just, you know, I listened to a lot of new music this year, and so, you know, these are like my favorite artists that I just kind of stumbled upon, because I think the only one that I was kind of put on was like my friend's band. Trust, they're really good. They're really good. They're really good. Trust. Well, I'll tell you about them here in a minute. The nominees, which I should mention, are just singles, by the way. These are just singles. The nominees are Attitude by Spike My Heart and Flux Rose, which is a really good one. I stumbled across that one on YouTube.
You say it's not that deep, but I can barely sleep when you say to me, just smile a bit, don't feel so shit.
We have Effigy by Exhaler. I hope that's how I'm pronouncing it, but this is also a good band. I went to elementary school with the bass player, and we still follow each other. And so, yeah, he loves music, I love music. He's got a pretty cool band. I am working on it.
I can't see the whites of my eyes.
February by Deuce Visages. This is another one that I hope I'm pronouncing right. Great band, by the way. Like, I've been keeping up with them since their first single, Cheetah, came out. Great band.
Doing nothing with you. Take up all my time if you don't.
Lucky Star by Fairy Baby. This is another one I stumbled across on YouTube, and I stumbled across another song first, and then I just listened to the other ones from there. But very interesting music, very, very, very unique. I like it.
Trying to tell you, hope you kept all the paraphernalia, 'cause I want my records back from your girlfriend. That's so hard.
And Uzumaki by Waves in April, which this is my friend's band. Shout out to the homie Dirks. He's the guitarist. Great band. Really looking forward to it. To everything that they do. Now, their honorable mentions for this category are, they're not singles. They're just, I think most of these are actually albums that came out. I think there's like one single on here, or well, albums or EPs, Now, the honorable mentions are Borderland by Legislative 24, which, I had to shout out because that the homie Monk is a part of that, I have to support the homie. He's the GOAT. That's my king.
You got me running away. You got me running away. You got me running away. Far from you. You got me chasing today.
We have Dreamcatcher by Tuv, which is kind of like the cheese one on here because he's a YouTuber with a shit ton of subscribers, and so it's like it's technically independent, but it's also like he has a shit ton of subscribers that he's telling his music about and stuff like that. But I still put it on here just because I wanted to mention it and because I really like his music. From the Grave by Big Ass Truck, which, yeah, that's actually his name.
From the grave.
And then I feel bad for even saying this one out loud, but I really want to shout it out because it's really good. We have I Have a Loaded Gun and It's Aimed at God's Head by Gun to God's Head. I felt really bad saying that out loud, but it's a really good EP. Very heavy, super, super good. Now, the winner of this category, because unlike the last category, I'm just now realizing that I didn't say the winner before moving on to the honorable mentions, which I actually don't remember what order I did that in. But anyways, the winner of this category, of the nominees, is Attitude. I just sit here and think about that one for a little bit. I really like this song. It's a really good song. I stumbled across it when I was just on YouTube, and the music video popped up on my feed, and I was like, I like finding new music, and so I listened to it, and I actually really liked it. She has another song that I really like called 31, it's a really, 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 really good song. I would have put that one on here over Attitude, but that one came out, I think, 2023. So, but yeah, shout out to all these artists. Obviously, in post, I'm sure I will share a snippet of this song here for you guys. I do hope you check them out. And yeah, on to the next category. For this next category, I don't actually have any kind of interesting background because most of the stuff in my room is either movie or music related, but this category is video games, and I thought this might work because I have the PS5 in the background. I think for this segment, instead of having something actually pertaining to what I'm talking about in the background, I'm just gonna add like, I'm gonna get over here, and I'm gonna put like somebody's gameplay, probably like a pyrocynical stream or something up there in the corner, just to keep you guys watching. Or maybe I'll put like Subway Surfers for a little bit. You know, just we gotta keep you here. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have definitely slowed down on the video games because I've been, you know, watching a lot more movies and shows, or I'll be busy with something music related, which is a good thing. It's a good problem to have. But I still love video games. I'm always gonna have a soft spot for them, from being a really annoying little kid and his PlayStation 2 to growing up and being a really annoying 20-year-old dude with a PS5. There is always going to be space in my room for video games. But like I mentioned, I really didn't play like too many new video games this year, mostly because I was broke 90% of the time and I couldn't afford them. But the games that I could afford, which funnily enough, I'm looking at the nominees list, and 2 of these games I got for free, which may play a part in why I like them so much. But the nominees for my favorite video game of the year are Black Ops 6, or its full name, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, its legal name. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is just that being here. I mean, I'm sure you guys know where this is going. We have Silent Hill 2, the remake, and we have Zenless Zone Zero, which it's a gacha game, and it was free. The free part definitely plays into why it's on this list, but it's a great game, trust. And the honorable mentions for this one, just because I do remember in the last category, I said the honorable mentions before I said the winner of the nominee, which we already know who it is. However, the honorable mentions are Marvel Rivals, which I honestly would have put in the nominees if it wasn't for PC players. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Actually, oh my god. PC players, and it's anything that you cross-platform. Like, I play console, I can't afford a PC, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't get one because my room is already hot as balls, and it's just, my room would actually just be one big space heater if I did. But PC players, like I said, I'm a console player, and I don't even like to play multiplayer games, but when I do it, if there's cross-platform, off. I immediately turn it off because PC players are actually so atrocious to play with. Oh my god. And the other honorable mention, which I have to put on here, I'm obligated to, is Multiverses, which genuinely, I did really enjoy the game for a little while, and Harley Quinn is in that game, so of course I was a Harley Quinn main. And I say I'm obligated to put this on here because Matthew and I, Bearthew, or Fat Bear, as some of you may know him, he goes by many names. But we played this game for a while, and we spent like money on it, not a lot, but it's just like, oh, we bought a few skins. And we were just like, we were looking back at it recently, and we were just like, damn bro, isn't that crazy? Like, we spent money on that game, and we dropped it after like a month. Well, to be fair, I actually did really enjoy the game for a little while, but once again, man, PC players, and just the fact that it's a fighting game. Fighting games always have a lot of sweats, and I've never been very good at fighting games, but I enjoy them regardless. I mean, I played Mortal Kombat 1 this year. I bought the expensive one that came with like the first batch of free characters. I did not play it for very long, but for when I did, I enjoyed it. Because like I said, I really suck at fighting games, but I still like them. The only chance I have at being good at fighting games is if they had Tifa into Tekken, and I get Tekken, and I main her, and I become God Tifa player. But anyways, the winner of this category, it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Like, obviously it's Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. I am a huge fan of this game. Ever since I played Remake, I believe 4 years ago, I think it came out in 2020. Ever since I played that game, I was just sucked into this world and the characters, and oh my god, what a journey it has been. I remember before this game came out, I replayed Remake and I replayed Crisis Core, not in that order. I replayed them the other way around actually, because I wanted to play them timeline order, so I played Crisis Core first. But just like playing those games and then playing Rebirth when it came out, which I'm not gonna lie, I took a really long time to finish it because I'm one of those gamers who I will do all of the side content that is available before I move on with the main story, and oh my god, this game had a lot of side content. By the end of my run, I had 121 hours in one run, given it was a run where I did everything that you possibly can do in one run. But yeah, 121 hours. By the end of it though, I mean, it was worth it. Like I mentioned, I had 4 years ever since I played Remake to just absolutely fall in love with this game and these characters, and I did. It's gotten to a point where, like, genuinely these characters, like, they really, like, when I say they mean a lot to me, like, they really do. They really do mean so much to me. And this game has inspired me in a lot of ways. I mean, like, this year, as in, like, 2025, not 2024, it's the, a lot of the stuff that I've been wanting to write is inspired by Final Fantasy VII. I'm sure other fellow FF7 fans, hopefully they hear what I put out and they get all the funny little references and they know what I'm talking about, and hopefully my interest in it gets other people interested in it. And Final Fantasy VII, like, it's already like the most popular Final Fantasy, but hopefully it remains the most popular, and I played a part in that. Now, before we move on to the next category, I did want to share a little bit of my playthrough with this game. Now, like I mentioned, 121 hours. I don't have the storage on any device that I own for that much gameplay of anything. I think if I tried to store that on my phone or my laptop, my house would burn down. So, fear not, I have a solution. Allow me to present to you some clips of me recreating what my first reaction to these moments were. Now, enjoy.
Oh my god, Zach, my glorious game. Oh my god, she's so pretty, bro. She's so pretty, bro. She's so pretty. They made her so pretty, bro. And the song is so good. She's so pretty and talented, bro. That's my girl. Okay, fire. She got that shit on for real. Okay. Peep the next one, which let's look at it. It is those who want to follow the shimmering sea. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god.
Now, our next category for the night is my favorite movie of the night. And this is the background because I was going to say they're the only two movie posters I have next to each other in my room, but I have Batman ones over there. I have Godzilla stuff all around. But this is the most convenient background. Now, I'm not going to lie, this year, when it comes to movies, we had some really good stuff, and we had some absolute, just dog shit. Oh my god. Also partly because I'm cheap, and I also am, lazy. I did not go see every movie I wanted to see that came out this year, despite pirating being a thing. I still have not watched them. Nevertheless, the movies that I did watch, I thought they were pretty good. Some of them, not all of them. But those that were pretty good are on this list today. And let me go down this list, which this is a special category because I have an extra subcategory here. It's not just the nominees and the honorable mentions. It's also the movies that I still need to watch and they came out this year. Because like I mentioned, I did not get around to everything, partly because I was too lazy to go to the movie theater or find it on a pirating website. Or just because I'm poor, I don't want to go out today. Now the nominees are Deadpool and Wolverine, Godzilla Kong, New Empire, Sonic 3, and Transformers 1, which this is another case, like the video game category, which just, as soon as you hear it, you know. Like, I was really annoying about this one. Oh, come on. Now, I actually lied to you earlier because I'm looking at the list right now. There are no honorable mentions. There are only dishonorable mentions. So let's get these movies out of the way. We have Love Lies Bleeding, which I really wanted it. I really wanted it to be a good movie. I thought it was going to be a cool movie. And then I watched it and I was like, this is the stupidest waste of time that I have ever done. Like, actually, oh my god, like that, it's just dumb. That movie's just, it's dumb. Like, what were they thinking? Then we have Joker, Folie à Deux. On my thingamabob, I just put Joker 2. I didn't want to put Folie à Deux, but yeah, that's Joker 2, whatever, who cares. That movie sucked absolute donkey nuts. Like, actually, when we went to go watch it, the ride home was completely quiet. We didn't want to talk about it. We didn't want to say anything, because it was just like, we were all just sitting there in silence, like, what the hell did we just do? What did we just waste our time on? It's actually such a terrible movie. Actually such a terrible movie, especially compared to the first one. Oh my god. Oh my god. Up next, we have one that wasn't necessarily terrible. It was just boring. It's Miller's Girl, which, as a Jenna Ortega fan, I had to watch this movie because Jenna Ortega was in it. And that's really the only drawing factor about this movie, just that Jenna Ortega's in it. The story isn't all that interesting. None of the characters are all that interesting. Honestly, I think the best thing that come out of this movie was the Jenna Ortega fan base. They thoroughly enjoyed it. Now, on to the next thingamabob. It's movies I still have to watch, which there's 3 movies on here. But yeah, movies I still have to watch. We have The Wild Robot, which I'm actually really like. I really want to watch that movie. I really want to watch that movie. I love a really good looking kids movie. That's why I went to go watch like The Bad Guys, which that's the last example I can think of that I actually like willingly went to go watch and really enjoyed. But I love animation, so you know, whenever there's a new cool, really good looking animated movie, I'm probably gonna check it out. And The Wild Robot is one of those movies that, like, just from the trailers, I knew I was gonna love this movie, and I never went to go watch it because I'm poor. I don't want to go out today. So I'm sure I'll check it out eventually. It'll either pop up on a streaming platform, or I'll find a way. And then we have Hellboy, The Crooked Man, which I really like. Hellboy 1, Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, with directed by Guillermo del Toro. And because I grew up with those movies. I really like Hellboy. It's part of I love Hellboy. I'll definitely watch it at some point, because like I said, for like the Hellboy fan base really liked it, and you know, I'm a Hellboy fan, I'm probably gonna like it. And lastly, we have Smile 2, because when this movie came out, I did not like the first Smile. I think the only good part about it was like the body horror at the end, but I found most of the movie just to be, you know, the usual like cheap jump scares. It's just, it wasn't anything. I didn't find it to be anything all that special. Like I said, it was really just that very last moment with the smile monster that I was like, with like the body horror moment, that I was like, okay, this is really cool. Like this I can watch, this I can get into. And so when this movie came out, it wasn't really on my radar, but when it came out, I had a bunch of, not a bunch, but you know, friends that I find very credible were telling me about it, just like, yeah, you know, I get, like, the first one was like, okay, but trust me, dude, this one's really good. Source me. And so I'm sure I'll watch it eventually. This is probably going to be another case where it'll either pop up on a streaming platform and I'll check it out, or I'll just I'll find a way. But yeah, on to the next category. This is post Alejandro. This took so long. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I never said what my favorite movie was, so this is me adding it here. It's Transformers 1, which I'm sure, like I mentioned, I was really annoying about this movie. I'm sure you guys, not everybody, but you know, at least like 2 of you guys do that. Okay, bye. Keep going. Now, before you guys call me lazy, this is my second time recording this segment, and I really do not want to get my figures off the shelf and stuff again, because this category is my favorite action figure. Or as I will like to call it, investments. Bring me inspiration. But yeah, so I did not want to get them off the shelf again. Until then, I will keep them where they are. Trust me, guys, it's not a waste of money. I do play with my figures, but yeah, I don't want to get them off the shelf right now. So instead of getting them off the shelf, I will put up a picture for you of the figure and how much they cost, so you guys can you can dog me all you want in the comments. It is what it is. I would like to get as many cool figures for my collection as possible, because if they're gonna be sitting around, you know, I would like them to be pretty cool figures. So the nominees for this section are the Haya Toys King Ghidorah. We have the Mafex Nightfall Batman, which that's one of the figures that I play with regularly because it's on my shelf right over there. So it's really easy to play with. We have the Super 7 Godzilla -1 Godzilla, which is another figure that I play with regularly because I have that one over it, right there next to Harley, that one. We have the Marvel Legends Astonishing X-Men Wolverine, which is like easily the best Wolverine Marvel Legend, for the sole purpose that it comes with extra hands. Normally Wolverine figures just come with the claw fists and the regular fists, but because this Wolverine actually came with hands, I had my fun with it. I'll put my pictures of him up here. We have the Marvel Legends Danny Ketch Ghost Rider, which I have. Let's see if I can point at him without turning around. You can see his wheels right there. I really needed a good Ghost Rider, and this definitely did the trick. This is a really cool Ghost Rider. He's a little short, but still pretty cool. Last but definitely not least, because I was like tweaking when I bought this figure whether if I should buy it or not, and I'm really glad I did. But we have the Revoltech Batman Arkham Knight Catwoman. This was my first Revoltech figure, and incredible, absolutely incredible. Oh my god. I am working on not being broke so that I can get the Revoltech Batman from Batman Arkham Knight, and because I have to put them together. It's also a Batman figure, which going into 2025, I don't have space for figures, so I have slowed down on what figures I buy. I think I'm just gonna focus on collecting like Godzilla, Batman, and like Wolverines, just because that's what I really like. I'll probably buy a Spider-Man here and there, but just like those are the three characters that I really want like the most of. As far as honorable mentions, probably the Marvel Legends Superior Spider-Man. That one's really cool. I just I wish the arms from the backpack had a better articulation. Like they're all right, they just feel a little flimsy at times. I also really liked the Astro Boy Boots Iron Man. That was like I mean I like Iron Man. I'm not a huge Iron Man fan, but this was a figure that as soon as I saw it, I was just like, that's a cool looking figure. Let me get that. I probably also put the X-Men 97 Nightcrawler on this list, which I'm pretty sure came out in 2024. I will correct myself if I'm wrong. But that was a really good figure. I'm staring at it right now. It's a really good figure. I've always liked Nightcrawler ever since I was a tiny young lad, and I saw the X-Men movies, and Nightcrawler was like immediately one of my favorites, just because like a blue guy who teleports and speaks with a funny accent. Dude, look at me. But yeah, naturally I became a fan of Nightcrawler, and I actually really like this figure, so I'd probably put that in the honorable mentions as well. But yeah, on to the final 3 categories, which are the funniest categories of the night. So I'm excited to get to these now. I'll see you there. So this is my second time recording this because while I was recording it, while I was recording the next segment, actually, my phone ran out of storage, which is excellent. But also, while I'm here, I'm pretty sure this is the one that I forgot the category before to actually name the winner. So my favorite action figure of the year, it was the Mafex Nightfall Batman. Very, very fun figure. I keep it over there because it was one of the last spots I had to put anything, but because it's there, I play with that figure a lot. Like I actually repose it fairly often because it's, you know, it's right there. I know I hyped up the Catwoman, but I mean, it's a really cool Batman figure. Like, come on. Now, with the category that we're actually here for, the funniest Fat Bear post category. Now, the Fat Bear Club is one of exclusivity of bears, obviously, and internet humor. The origin story of the Fat Bear account is I made a secret burner account, and basically just so I could be annoying, so I could post stuff to like the few people that I know actually care. And well, Matthew saw this and he thought it was a really good idea, and so he did the same thing, except where my account stayed me just like, you know, talking about my life. His account became the Fat Bear account, which is it's an Instagram, it's an account on Instagram. However, this account on Instagram is really funny. Like it is really, really funny. He quickly started, you know, turning his funny posts into like edits of himself, or, you know, skits and videos that he would get ideas from other videos and like reels that and stuff like that we see online on Instagram. And he cooked with a lot of these, I'm not gonna lie. And so now the nominees for my favorite Fat Bear post, we have the Fat Bear movie, which he definitely cooked with that one. That post, the first time I saw it was, oh my god, just the gamma burst laugh that came out of me. Oh my, that shit was funny. Then we have the Fat Bear ideal first date, which he got from a reel I sent him the idea for it, and it's a good thing I sent him that reel because his version is also really good.
Fat Bear, what's your ideal first date? Ideal first date, you say? Well, intriguing question. First, I would take her to a 5-star Michelin restaurant where we can delicately enjoy our very expensive meals. After that, I would take her to the park where we can enjoy the view walking by the bears and all that. After that, we can proceed to go to a place where they serve desserts, where I buy her a very nice ice cream bar. After that, we proceed to go home. I'll probably take her on an Uber to her cottage.
Then we have the Fat Bear when the movie's about to end but the main character does this post. That one's also really good. And that video kind of, that skit kind of set the standard for Fat Bear videos. You know, it's just you know, a lot of these Fat Bear videos, it's not a Fat Bear video if he's not twerking in it. And yeah. Then we have Fat Bear attending Monster High. And last but not least, we have the Fat Bear Seth story posts. Seth, he's a homie of ours, and Matthew didn't want to dog on me because he thought I would get mad at him for it. And so he uses Seth to be like the joke of these story posts. And, you know, Seth has a sense of humor. He takes it like a champ. Shout out to him. And yeah. And now, there are no honorable mentions here. Sorry, guys. Now, for real, my favorite Fat Bear post of the year is going to go to the Fat Bear movie. As I mentioned earlier, the first time I saw the Fat Bear movie, this shit had me dying. Oh my, I'm probably not going to play the whole thing here for you guys, but I'll play my favorite part.
Loser Ranger powers! Activate!
That post is really funny. That one's really funny. Anyways, before my phone runs out of storage again, on to the next category. We are over here this time. That was my stool, sorry. We are over here this time because I wanted to keep the trend of changing the backgrounds for each category, and these last few categories I don't really have like specific backgrounds that actually pertain to them, so we're just moving around. But this year, as in 2024, I made some homies working at HEB. I met some people, and those people are like my boys now. It took me a while to get around because I don't talk to people, so it took a while for me to know everybody. But it's a good thing I did, because once we all started talking, once we all became like homies, we were like, you know what, we should do a thing like thingamabobs. We should go hang out. We should go eat. And so we did. We would plan them out, and just on days that we all happen to have off, we go out to eat, or we hang out. We do something. And this category is dedicated to those hangouts and my favorite ones. Now the nominees are Gaddyland, which was that was my pick. I've had some pretty fire picks so far. Gaddyland, you get all of us together with some bomb ass mac and cheese, some fun arcade games. Like, a huevo is gonna be a good time. Come on. We have the $1 wings from Pluckers, which this hangout, it's one of those hangouts that was special to me because it was just like the core 5, like the core like OGs of the hangouts. And I have fun at the hangouts with where we invite as many people as possible, but it's just I'm a more intimate person. I like hanging out with less people, and so this is one of those hangouts that it felt really fun. It was one of those hangouts that we just kind of like planned out of the blue. It was just like, hey, this is happening, we should go, and we were like, oh yeah, okay, we'll figure it out, and we did. I'm glad we did, because it was a really good hangout. Up next we have Korean barbecue, which was another one of my picks. A little bit of bias here, but this was also a pretty good hangout, or at least I had fun at this hangout. Not everybody did, but I had fun at this hangout. We invited Fat Bear along on this hangout, so Fat Bear tagged along, and it was fun. It was a good time. We ate some really good food that day. And last but certainly not least, we have the carne asada at Alfredo's house. This is another one of those hangouts where it was just the OGs, core 5, and it was just like out of the blue. It was just literally just out of the blue, and it was a lot of fun. Like, it was just, we were hanging out. We were like, you know what, carne asada? Why not? And so we went, we bought the carne, we cooked it in the backyard ourselves. We made everything, not everything ourselves. Alfredo's mom didn't want us to, well, she didn't trust us in the kitchen, so she made the picadillo for us. Shout out to her, it came out really good. But yeah, no, this is one of those hangouts where, like I said, it was just us. And as I mentioned previously, I'm a more intimate person. I like quality time with people. And, these are like the homies, because when there's a bunch of us there, multiple conversations going on at once, for me at least, it doesn't feel as much fun. So I really appreciate the hangouts where it's just us. Now the winner is carne asada at Alfredo's house. This is a really good one. It's all of us at the end of the night, we were like, you know what, this was a lot of fun. Like, it was just like a sudden thing. We were just like, we should definitely do this again. We should definitely just like for an actual hangout, when we invite like everybody, we should just all pull up to somebody's house and have a carne asada. That sounds like a lot of fun, and hopefully we do that at some point. We definitely will this year. I mean, it's 2025. We have the whole year ahead of us. It's still early, but I'm really hoping we do that soon, just because I really liked it when we did that last time, and it was just it's a lot of fun. And like I said, it's just it's a lot of fun. Yeah. On to the next category, which is the final category of the night, and arguably the most controversial category. You see, it's so crazy that I can't even say it. But on to the last category of the night. was gonna try and do the different background thing, but there's not really anywhere else in my room like interesting, at least, like unless you guys want like my blank closet door, then there's not much else to do. The final category of the night is a special one because it goes out to a certain group of people, a silent majority, if we may. This is the 2024 best Gooner bait moment. Now, for those of you watching who may be wondering, Alejandro, what's Gooner bait? Well, let me tell you. I'm not actually gonna tell you. Search it up. I'm not gonna tell you. So, without further ado, the nominees of our category of the night, the 2024 best Gooner bait moment. We have Jane Doe in Zenless Zone Zero.
I don't want to hear anything that might do.
We have Bernice in Zenless Zone Zero. We have Costa del Sol Tifa in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Nothing. It's just hot. In the sun.
And the winner of this category, the final category of the night, the winner goes to Jane Doe in Zenless Zone Zero. Now, I tend to be one to look right through Gooner bait. I see what they're doing, I see what they're doing, and I'm not gonna fall for it. But even I gave in. I succumbed to the urges, and I downloaded Zenless Zone Zero on my PlayStation 5 because I really wanted to get Jane Doe. Now, did I get her? No. However, something good did come out of it, and that was the fact that I started playing Zenless Zone Zero, which turned out to be a really, really fun game. It's another like action RPG, like fast-paced combat kind of thing. It's part of the reason why I really like the Final Fantasy VII like remake games. It's in that similar style, you know. The fact that I knew nothing about this game other than, dang, this character, thumbs up from me. I liked it enough for me to download the game and try to get her. I did not, but like I said, I at the very least have a new game that I love to play. Now, on to our closing ceremony. Well, everybody, just like that, the night comes to a close. Now, 2024 was an interesting year, to say the least, not just in my life, but in the lives of many. And I think the Alejani Awards reflect the year. I was gonna say they reflect the year relatively well, but no, I mean it's just stuff I like. Really, I just wanted to make this video just because you know, this year I'm trying to be better about actually doing the things that I'm gonna say I'm gonna do. And like, I wanted to do the Alejani Awards last year for 2023, and I didn't. And so I remembered it towards the end of 2024, and I was all like, you know, that sounds fun, I should do that. And it'll kind of be like one of those things for me that's just like starting off on the right foot. You know, I said I was gonna do it, and so I did. And that's a trend that I'm trying to keep up this year, because, you know, I've already talked loud and proud about working on music, releasing music, and just talking to my friends about film and stuff like that. And so I really wanted to get this done, because like I said, I'm trying to start the year off on the right foot, in the sense that I said I was going to do this, and so I did. And here we are. I'm sure editing this is going to be a fun process. Actually, it probably is going to be fun. I said that sarcastically, but it probably is going to be fun. Just time consuming. I'm going to have to stay up even longer, but I'll get it done. Now, before I leave for the night, I wanted to, the Alejani Awards end here, but just after this, I wanted to put a little bit of me monologuing about just just the year, the new year, how I'm coming in, how kind of how I ended the last year, and where I am, how I'm trying to be better. Just because, well, I'll talk about it here. But in the meantime, I have to save some phone storage, and I'll probably just record like a voice memo or something for this part. So thank you all for watching and sticking here this long. I don't know how long this video is going to come out to, but I appreciate you guys watching if you did watch all the way through. And well, that's all. We can hang our hats for the night and hit the hay. Not I, because I have to edit. But thank you guys. Hopefully you stick around to hear my little monologue, and maybe you find it inspirational. Maybe you'll listen to it and think, oh, so that's why that happened. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I have been your host, Alejandro Salinas. It's been my pleasure, and good night.